So because I'm always recording the classes and then we are uploading them on Moodle, yeah? Then you can watch all the classes later on, or if you like, then on YouTube, yeah? So that it's actually very good and very helpful when you are preparing your same for the tests or for the examination, or if somebody is sick or something like this, or as it is today, so that not everybody is here. I would advise you always to come to class, because otherwise a lot of things you will probably not understand, yeah? But anyway, that is up to you. So ES3 or ES203 deals with the mineral chemistry of rocks. Yeah, we are talking about the chemistry of minerals and about the chemistry of rocks. And we are talking about the crystallographic orientation of rocks. We are doing a little bit microscopic work. And we are talking about metamorphism after the midterm semester break. So within this class we are doing a field trip, but I don't know by now when we should do the field trip. 2 years ago we have done the field trip during the mid-semester break, so but a lot of people have always clashes between the mid-semester break. Then we planned to have the field trip like last semester. By the end of the semester, then also a lot of people had clashes with tests in other classes or courses by the end of the semester, and then we made the field trip after the examination. So it is then up to you when you like to do the field trip. We can do the field trip sometimes within the semester, but then a lot of yours have then clashes with other tests. Or we can do the field trip within the midterm break, but then a lot of people will have other classes with other field trips and so on. So and therefore my suggestion is that we are doing the field trip after the exams. So if you can just let me know this by the next week or something like this, yeah, that I can just finish the course outline, yeah. The newest course outline is now uploaded on Moodle, yeah. So we are always meeting us in class now every Thursday from 12 to 2, and I hope nobody has classes there, yeah. I mean, Neil has arranged this with you on Monday, yeah. So and then the practical is on Wednesday between 9 and 11. So that is so far for the organization or logistic things, and then we can start. The PowerPoints or the PDFs I'm always uploading on Moodle on a weekly basis, as well as the movies, yeah? So, but if you are going to the Moodle website, which is active since today, you will also find all these PowerPoints and PDFs from the former years there, yeah? I mean, I'm using always the same, yeah? So, now let us just start with this picture here, yeah? What can we see on this picture? We can see a subduction zone, and you should by now know what a subduction zone is, yeah? That is, if we have an oceanic lithosphere which becomes subducted, as it is shown here, beneath a continental lithosphere, yeah? So in this picture, or the situation of this picture, where can you find this situation in nature? You should actually know this from ES106. I mean, ES106 you did with Eleanor Chong, yeah? So when she gave you all these PowerPoints from what is this understanding Earth, yeah? So that we are talking about the same stuff, yeah? So here we have the continental lithosphere, and here we have a subduction oceanic crust or oceanic lithosphere, and this situation we can find in the Andes, yeah? You know, Andes, they are based in South America or located in South America. We can just leave it now like this because no one can read it. In case if we have a failure here, yeah? So, and if we are going now back to Fiji or to the Fijian Islands, I mean here directly in Fiji we do not have a subduction zone, yeah, but if we are going to the east or to the south, east or west, we can find two subduction zones, yeah. One subduction slab is just tipping from east to the west, and that is there where Tonga is based, yeah. So is somebody from Tonga? Yes. So when you are facing there from time to time earthquakes, yeah? Small ones, and that is because we have there a subducting slab. So again, if you are from Tonga, then you know there is this new island forming, Hula Tonga or something like this. It just popped up 3 years ago. Yeah, you have already the popping. Congratulations. So, and there is this new island popping up, and this new island is formed by basalts, which are formed by this subducting slab. So, and if you are going to the west of the Fiji Islands, then we are facing then Vanuatu, and we are facing New Caledonia, yeah? So, and if you are checking New Caledonia and Vanuatu, then we have also a subduction zone, but there the slab is then dipping from the west to the east, yeah? So in the Fijian island, they are just lying in the vicinity. So, but there in Tonga and in Vanuatu or Caledonia, we do not have the collision of a oceanic lithosphere with the continental lithosphere like here or in the Andes. There we have the subduction of an oceanic lithosphere beneath another oceanic lithosphere, yeah? So that we are not mixing up apple with pears. So and now here we have this schematic picture. Here we have a middle ocean ridge, yeah, and you know where we can have middle ocean ridges. I mean, the middle ocean ridges are just spaced in the middle of the ocean, yeah, and the longest middle ocean ridge system we have in the Atlantic, yeah, in the North Atlantic and in the South Atlantic, and there you can wonderful observe the shape from the middle ocean ridge. All the middle ocean ridges together, all on Earth, are making up 70,000 kilometers. So, and that is actually the main production place where you are forming new melt. So here we have just the rise up of melt. So and then we are forming here at the top. We are forming new material from the oceanic crust. So and the oceanic crust consists of rocks like gabbros. Yeah, you know what a gabbro is. Yeah, I think at the ES203 field trip you have visited the Yahuna Creek. Is it so? And there you could find some gabbros. So and I mean a gabbro. You know what a gabbro is? That is just plutonic rock, yeah, and the plutonic rock is a plutonic rock because the plutonic rock was crystallized slowly, therefore you can observe crystals inside, and the equivalent or the exclusive equivalent from a plutonic rock, that is then a basalt, yeah? So and then below these plutonic rocks you have here the peridotites. And the peridotites, they are a residual product from these basalts and gabbros from the oceanic crust, and these peridotites can subdivide it in dunites, in Harzburgites, and in lersulites. So, and that is here then the oceanic slab, and here we have the oceanic crust, and above the oceanic crust we have sediments, yeah? So, and this sedimentation takes place from from this side. I mean, we have on the continental crust, weathering takes place. You know this also from ES206. There we have weathering from the granites of the ocean of the continental crust, and then this weathered material from these granites become transported into the ocean and the transport media from these particles and grains from these weathered granites. These are rivers, yeah, where you can just check your ES203 document and then you can just repeat the whole things by yourself. So, and that here in the ocean itself, you have then also, the ocean itself is also producing sediments. So in these sediments which are produced by the ocean itself, these are organic sediments, yeah, for example, from dying shales, yeah, all this stuff becomes then based and settled on the ocean floor. So, and here we have then a spreading center, the middle oceanic ridge, that is a spreading center, and this part of the plate is moving here to the left, and this part of the plate is moving here to the right. After reaching this oceanic lithosphere, the slab becomes then subducted beneath the continental lithosphere. So in this slab becomes subducted beneath the continental lithosphere because the density of this oceanic lithosphere is higher compared to the density of the continental lithosphere. Yeah? I mean, the granites, they have a density of about 2.8, and these ultramafic and mafic rocks, they have a density of about 3.3. So, and now we have to think about why these rocks has a higher density compared to these rocks. That is because these peridotites and the gabbros above, they are made up of different minerals compared to those of the continental crust. Yeah. So I mean, these gabbros above, they are made up of minerals mainly of calcium-rich plagioclase and of pyroxenes, and the pyroxenes inside, they are mainly orchites. Yeah? You will learn in this class what an orchite is, and you will learn in this class what the chemistry is of all these different minerals. So, and then we can subdivide these gabbros into olivine-bearing gabbros. Most of them, they are olivine-bearing gabbros, and you have some quartz-bearing gabbros, and you have some intermediate gabbros. So if we are checking the peridotites below, we have, they are containing the olivine, they contain autopyroxene, and they contain clinopyroxene. So these lersulites, they can then be subdivided in plagioclase lersulites, in spinel lersulites, and in garnet lersulites. So that is then something which we, where we will, or what we will discuss later. So here, for now, you should have in mind that the oceanic lithosphere contains totally different minerals compared to the continental lithosphere. If you are going to the continental lithosphere, the main rock type which you can find on the continental lithosphere is of granitic composition, and the granite contains the quartz. Yeah? You will never find here in the oceanic lithosphere or in the mantle slab, you will never find quartz, whereas you will also never find olivine here in the continental crust in these granites. Yeah? So then you have on the continental crust, I mean these granites, they contain quartz, I just mentioned this. Then these granites, they are containing K-feldspar, and they contain also plagioclase. But the plagioclase which you will find in these granites, they are more albite-rich plagioclase. Yeah? So, now we have here, beneath the oceanic lithosphere, we have the pyrolite mantle. Yeah? We have the pyrolite mantle, and the pyrolite itself, that is a model analysis. Yeah? That is just a model or the chemical composition of this pyrite, that is a model. And why is this? Because you cannot go there and sample the pyrolite. That's the problem. Yeah? It's very, very hot there. So, and nobody can go there, even myself. So in this the composition of this pyrrolite is very close to the composition of the learsolite. So then we have here the dipping down of the mantle slab, and this material here which dips down is relatively cold. Whereas the pyrolytic mantle, and here on this side we have the mantle wedge, yeah? The mantle wedge and the pyrolytic mantle is very hot. So and now we are subducting this cold material, the mantle slab down. Then we have a disequilibrium. Yeah? We will also talk in this class about stable phases, metastable phases, and unstable phases. We will also talk about equilibrium and disequilibrium. So, but here we have a disequilibrium, and that is, here we have high temperatures, here we have low temperatures. So, and if we like to bring this in equilibrium, then we have to heat this stuff up, and this stuff becomes cooled down, yeah? So, and if we have reached the same temperatures, then we are talking about equilibrium, yeah? So, and this you can just repeat this every day in your cooking pot, yeah? You are heating something up with some water, yeah? And then the water is boiling. Then you are putting spaghetti noodles inside. Then we are talking about disequilibrium. Till your spaghetti noodles are al dente. Then we are talking about equilibrium, yeah? So, the top of this oceanic crust, and very on the top you have the sediments, and these sediments, they are very, very wet. So, and here you can observe the rise up from melt. So, and if you are like to produce a melt, then you need also always water. Well, in petrology, we are talking not about water because that sounds a little bit primitive. We are talking about volatiles. So, but these volatiles, they containing mainly water. So, and then we have also some CO2 inside. We have methane inside. We have some nitrogen inside. But mainly it is water. So anyway, we needed water, and this water is not transported down into the subduction zone as a tap water. Yeah? There is no tap around which you can open and close and so on. This water is then in hydrous minerals, and these hydrous minerals, they contain one OH group, or they are containing two OH groups, or they are containing even more. So, and then these water-bearing minerals, they become dehydrated, and then you are producing melt. So, and then you have this melt bubble here, and this melt bubble has then a lower density compared to the material here in the mantle wedge. And if you have a lower density, then the melt is rising up, yeah? This you can also observe in your cooking pot, or if you are going into the bathroom and have a bath, yeah? You can use this flower bag, yeah? Putting it down, and then it will just rise up because of the lower density of air compared to the surrounding water, that's all. So, and that is always the important thing, that you are always comparing some things which you can observe in kitchen, or in nature, or in the just in your surrounding areas, and comparing it to nature, because the physics is behind is always the same, yeah? That is always the same. So in this material or melt is then rising up, going through the continental crust. You have the contamination and fractionation processes. We will talk about this then next year in ES203. And then you are forming here a volcano, yeah? So then here we have, while the slab is going down, metamorphism will take place, yeah? And therefore we are talking now next on this, or after the midterm break, also about metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed by the transition of former igneous rocks or sedimentary rocks, and then you are forming a metamorphic rock. And you know by now from Eleanor what a metamorphic rock is. These are highly deformed rocks, but in metamorphic rocks, other physical and other chemical processes will take place compared to the igneous rocks and the sedimentary rocks. So what else do we have on these pictures? Yeah, we have here a rising up diapir, yeah, and this diapir of course has also a lower density compared to the pyrolytic mantle. Then it will rise up, and then we are forming here alkali basalt volcanoes, and these alkali basalt volcanoes, they have then another composition. The basalts of these volcanoes here, they have another chemical composition as the basaltic magma or the basalts which we are forming here at the middle ocean ridges. So then we have here the trench, there we have then the collection, or we have a lot of sediments there. So now I think I have everything explained on this picture, and it is always important that you are, when you are studying the thing here for, I will not say for the examination or for the test, you know, the examination and the test that is just blah blah blah. I mean, you are studying this for your own life, yeah? So then it is always better to work with graphics and pictures, because then you can explain a lot of things in a very, very simple base. So now on this, before I told you, we have different minerals, yeah? We have different minerals, and every rock on this planet contains of minerals, yeah? So we have some rocks, they are more fine-grained, they have then more smaller minerals. Some rocks are coarse-grained, they have then bigger minerals. So some igneous rocks which contains coarse-grained minerals, they cool down very slowly, because then crystallization processes could take over a longer period of time, and therefore you are getting bigger crystals. So whereas if your rock cooled down very fast, close to the Earth's surface, maybe it came in contact with water, or it came in contact with air, then you have smaller minerals. So, and if these minerals have a lot of time to crystallize and have a lot of space, yeah, that is also very important, that these minerals has a lot of space, then these minerals showing a certain symmetry, yeah, because minerals can subdivide it according to their symmetry in crystallographic classes. So if we have 6 different crystallographic classes, or actually 7, yeah, we have tricline, we have monocline, we have tricline, we have tetragonal, we have cubic, and we have hexagonal. So, and now we have not 7 crystallographic classes, we have 6. So, and we will also show you, or I will show you in this class a little bit about the symmetries of the different minerals. And how this is related to the chemistry of the rocks, of the minerals, which leads then finally to the chemistry of the rock. So if you are looking for this mineral, so if you are just looking for this mineral, then this mineral shows a perfect, or the crystallographic shape of this mineral is perfect, yeah? So, and I mean, what do you think, to which time this mineral, to which crystallographic class this mineral belongs? That is just hexagonal, yeah? So hexagonal, that is, because we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners, yeah? So, and then we have hexagonal. So if we have a tetragonal mineral, then we have just 4 corners, yeah? So, but here we have a hexagonal mineral, and here we have the bubbles inside. So you know that every mineral is made up of atoms, yeah? So in these atoms, they have a different size, they have a different weight, and they are different in their electron charge around. So in this mineral here contains now, I mean here the atoms, here I mean these are just models, yeah? Because you cannot see the atoms. Nobody on this planet can see atoms. I mean you can go to a to a high resolution electron microscope, and you can increase the resolution of about 200,000 times, and then you can see the shadows of them, because you know they are not fixed. They are always swirling around. So and then you can see the shadow of them, but you need a place which has with a very thick concrete bottom, yeah, because the place should also a little bit outside of the lab, because if there is a truck coming by maybe 200 meters away, then you can see that the atoms start to swirl much more, though it is very sensitive, but the shadows you can see, yeah, the shadows. So, but these are the models. So, and now you can, and then this is a stick model. We will also show you in class what different types of models people are using, yeah. But it is very helpful to know what elements or what atoms are inside and what elements, of course, to understand the chemistry. So now, and if you are watching such a picture, then you just try to describe it with your own word. That is the same thing as you are describing a rock. You are just having a headspace event in your head, yeah, and then you are just describing the rock. If it's light color, if it is dark color, if the minerals are coarse grained, if they are fine grained, if you can see some crystallographic shape, or if you can see some or identify some minerals under them. Because in former times, that is not that long ago, maybe 50 years ago, 40 years ago, or something like this, people has classified just the rocks by the optical appearance, and then they have decided that is a granite, that is a granodiorite, that is a monzonite, that is a monzodiorite. But that is, and then they came up with thousands of different rock names. So, but because they did not work on the chemistry. So, and nowadays we are taking this a little bit more in a more easier going way. We are just saying this is a coarse grained granite, that is a fine grained granite, and finish. So, but if you are now looking at this atomic model, then you can see two bubbles, yeah? So you can see the red bubble and you can see the blue bubble. So, and then you know that this crystal is made up of two elements, yeah? So, and which mineral is made up of only two elements? I mean, which very important mineral, which is very famous, and which you can mainly find in the continental crust. So, which mineral, which rock-forming mineral is only made up of two elements? That is the quartz. Yeah? I mean, that is the quartz, and the hexagonal shape of the crystal, that is the quartz. So, and now we have just to think about, we have to allocate the bubbles from the quartz. Yeah? So, what do you think, I mean, of which elements the mineral quartz is made up? Yes, it is silica and oxygen. Yeah. So, and which element is small and which is big? Oxygen is big, silica is small. So, and if you are going to the periodic table, I mean, that would be very helpful. If you are just going to the internet checking the periodic table, I mean the chemical periodic table, yeah, not the one from the girls. So, then you will find that silica has 4 electron gaps in the outermost ring, yeah, 4. So and that you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So and then you have to balance it, yeah, with the oxygen, and if you the silica has got 4 electron gaps. I mean the silica, sorry, that was a mistake now just made of mine. The silica has 4 electrons charged, yeah, that's Si4 plus. So in the oxygen that is a O2 minus. So and now the oxygen has two gaps. So and now we have to balance the 2 gaps. One is balanced here and one is balanced there. Yeah. So and therefore you can make up your SiO2 tetrahedron, and you will see it later how it works. These are then tetrahedrons, and then you are getting the silica. So and now I should have a waterproof pan. No, not a waterproof, you know, just one for the whiteboard. Yes, because I do not have one. Because I forgot my map at home. Yeah, we need only one. Wait. So and then we need this screw. What is cleaner, you know? Ah, okay. Thanks. So and now we have identified the first mineral, that is the quartz, yeah? So and the quartz is the SiO2. So and the Si has 4 plus 4, yeah, electrons, and the O has minus 2, and then you can balance it. 2 multiplied by 2 is minus 4, and plus 4 is 0, and then the quartz is balanced, yeah? That is the whole thing in mineral chemistry. That's all very, very easy. So, and now we have made up the quartz, and the quartz is sitting in the tetrahedron, and then a tetrahedron looks like this. Yeah, you will learn in class later how the tetrahedron and the difference between the octahedron and the tetrahedrons. So and then you have here the silica, yes, sitting in the middle. That is here the blue guy, yeah. That is the silica, and then at the corners here we have the oxygen. So and here we have 4 plus, and here we have the minus 2. So and then we are using one electron gap here, 1 electron gap here, and 1 electron gap here, and the other one is here in the back, yeah. So and then we have just minus. Then we have minus 8 all in all. We are balancing it here with minus 4, and the other minus 4, we are just connecting them another tetrahedron, yeah? So and then you are getting a network, yeah? Just as it is here, yeah? Here you have again the silica, oxygen, and 1 oxygen in the back, yeah? So now we can go to the next slide. So, and that is the same that for another mineral that is now a ring silicate, yeah? We will talk about the silicate structures later. Here we have a ring silicate, and this ring silicate here, that is, for example, a beryl, yeah? And there you can see, here you can see these rings and how the atoms are located here around, and this forms then the beryl, and the beryl looks like this, yeah? So, and that means what you should have in mind for now, that all these silicates running around, or they are always controlled. The shape or the crystallographic system is always controlled by the arrangement of the internal structure and the internal structure of every mineral, that is the atoms. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that is very simple. So and now we are going to the next slide. So and then we have the next slide. Yeah, and now the projector is doing weird things. You know, it's just one should just send this projector to the moon. Do you like it now to connect to my one?
Yeah.
But then I should have the adapter. No, it's the wrong one. So that we are just continuing because we are losing too much time. Yeah, I have the adapter at home at my place, yeah, my own one. Okay, yeah. So I will just continue by the needless connecting this. So I told you just before that one cannot see the atoms, but one can see their shadows. Yeah, under very high resolution electron microscope, or you can identify it with the photo film. Yeah. So when that happens in 1769, I think so, it was 1769, but don't blame me if it is wrong, at least it was a long time ago, by Madame Curie. So in the Madame Curie, that was a French physics. She was a French physics, and she has discovered actually the radioactivity. So, and she has discovered the radioactivity not by searching for the radioactivity. She has discovered the radioactivity by an accident, yeah? So, and that was, she just forgot what she had in her mineral collection. She had a mineral which is called the uraninite, yeah? And you know by yourself, uranium, that is a high radioactive element, yeah? So in the uraninite, that is just a mineral which contains uranium. So in this uraninite is then very radioactive. And she had this uraninite, and she forgot the uraninite. And now it's again working, or what? That is strange. So when she forgot this uraninite somewhere in the desktop, and by accident she put this uraninite, you know, just on a photographic film, you know, and these old cameras, they were running on these films, yeah. So in the very old ones, they had these huge films. So in there she forgot this piece of uraninite on this photographic film, and then on the next day, the photographic film has a lot of dots, yeah? So, and then she was thinking about where these dots are coming from. And that was by radioactive decay. So, and that was then the time when they have discovered the radioactivity, yeah? But they have also discovered how atoms are related in the mineral. So, and therefore, you can just use X-ray. You can just use X-ray. I mean, everybody knows what X-ray is, yeah. Just when you are going to the hospital and you break a bone or a leg or have something else, then they are using X-ray to identify or that they can make a picture and how it looks like, yeah. So an X-ray you can also use, I mean, therefore a high-resolution X-ray, it can also be used that you can identify the shadows of the elements or the atoms in a mineral. So, and here we have a sketch map, we have here the photographic film, yeah, and here we are putting a crystal inside, we have here the X-ray beam, and then you are getting here everywhere these dots, and these are the shadows of your elements or of your atoms, yeah? Or L4, I mean it's the same, yeah? So, and then you can use this to identify the crystallographic system of an unknown crystal, yeah? I mean, by nowadays, everybody knows, or most crystals are already identified, yeah? But I mean, 200 years ago, they have only identified a few minerals, yeah? So, and then I mean, as they found or invited that the X-ray, that people were running around, or not people, mineralogists were running around on the whole planet, collecting all these minerals, putting in the X-ray, and then they have discovered all these minerals, and by nowadays, they have discovered, I think so, about 3,000 minerals, and there are different places on this planet where you can find just a lot of them, yeah? So at one place where you can find nearly all 3,000 minerals, that is in South Greenland, in the Ili-Mausak intrusion, and I know this because I did my master thesis there. So next slide, please. So here you have just the composition of the Earth's crust. I mean, the composition of the Earth's crust is mainly made up of oxygen, silica, aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, yeah? So if you are looking then for the oceanic crust or for the Earth's mantle, there you have then much more magnesium inside, much more iron inside, but much less silica inside, yeah? So, and then these atoms, they have a weight. You have the oxygen. I will now not go through all the numbers. It is a little bit too boring. So then we have the atom percentage. Yeah, you have the atom percentages you are getting from the periodic table. Then you have the ionic radius. Yeah, for example, oxygen. You saw it on the bubble just before. The red bubble has a much bigger ionic radius compared to the silica, yeah, we just saw it on the quartz, yeah. So, and then you have the volume, and the volume is then just a result from the radius. So, next slide, please. So, now we are talking here, we are doing the silicate structures. So, and therefore, we have here the SiO4 structure. So, and and that is a single SiO4 structure, that is a single tetrahedron, yeah? What I have drawn here, you have inside the silica with 4 plus, and outside you have the oxygen on the corners. So, and therefore we are talking about the SiO4 structure. I mean the mineral quartz is SiO2, but here we are, I'm talking about the SiO4 structure because of the because the single tetrahedron is not connected to another one. Yeah, that's all. So, and that is now the tetrahedron. So, and the silicate structures, they are all made up of tetrahedrons, or the quartz is just made up of tetrahedrons, whereas other minerals, they are just made up of tetrahedrons and octahedrons. So now we should have the next slide. So then we have the SiO4 polymers, yeah. So we have here the single tetrahedron, then we have here a double tetrahedron, yeah. That is just a double silicate. So then if you are going down here, then we have here a ring, then we are talking about a ring silicate, yeah? So then we have here a chain, then we are talking about chain silicates. So and then we have here the connection of two chains, then we are talking about a double chain silicate, yeah? So now we will go through all these different minerals and subdividing them into the single tetrahedrons, that is a inner chain, then we have the double tetrahedrons, the ring silicate, the chain silicate, and we have the double chain silicates. So and then we have also tectosilicates. Next slide. So now we are going here to our first mineral. So and there we can see we have here isolated tetrahedrons, yeah, and we have here other bubbles. So and these isolated tetrahedrons, these are these inosilicates, yeah, I think so that these are inosilicates, or maybe they are called nesosilicates. So, anyway, we have here isolated tetrahedrons, yeah, and here we have some other bubbles between. So, and I mean, these other bubbles, they are colored in different colors. I mean, we have here blue colors, and here we have yellow colors. So, but the size is actually very small. So, you know by now, we have here the tetrahedron, and in this tetrahedron, inside the tetrahedron, we have always silica, yeah? Outside the tetrahedron, we have here oxygen, and then we have here something else, yeah? So, and these are, in this case, metals. So, and in this case, we are talking about this mineral. So, and this mineral is a greenish mineral. This mineral is a greenish mineral, and this mineral is actually called the mineral olivine. So, when the green would now be here, then I could show you an olivine. So, that is the mineral olivine, and the mineral olivine is the major mineral in the Earth's mantle. The Earth's mantle is made up of 60% of olivine. So, and there are different olivines around. So, I mean, and there are different olivines around. And the olivines can be subdivided into two end members. Here we have the olivine. So in one end member of the olivine is the mineral forsterite. and the other end member is the mineral firelight. So in then we know that this olivine has these tetrahedrons. So inside the tetrahedron we have silica. So then we know that we have oxygen because here that is on the tetrahedrons, yeah. So and we know that the silica has 4 plus, yeah. And the oxygen has 2 minus. So and now we have here these other bubbles inside. They are of the same size. That is just, and these are the same. It is the same element. It is just in different levels. Yeah, it's just in different levels, and therefore the order made it sometimes yellow and sometimes blue. Yeah. So, but it is the same minerals or elements, so just don't become confused. So, and here we have also silica 4 plus, yeah, oxygen 2 minus. So, but the forsterite is different from the firelight. So, and now I mean the main or the common olivine in the Earth's mantle, that is the forsterite, and the forsterite has the chemical formula, or the bubble inside here is Mg, it's magnesium. So, and the magnesium has 2 plus, so and now we have to balance the whole thing, yeah? So, and then we have here, we put 2 magnesium, 1 silica, and 4 oxygen, Mg2SiO4. So then you are multiplying 2, multiplying by 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8, 4 multiplied by 2 minus is minus 8, and then your olivine is finished, yeah? So in the olivine, that is the main common mineral in the Earth's mantle. So, but as I have written here on the board, the olivine contains 2 end members. So in these 2 end members, they are then of different chemical composition. So that means we have to replace this magnesium with another element, yeah? So, and if you have here the same, we have here the same number of silicas inside and the same number of oxygen inside, then we need an element which has also 2 electrons in the outermost stream, otherwise we cannot balance it. And we need an element which has nearly the same ionic radius. So, in which element is this? Also a very common one. That is iron. So, and therefore we have now Fe2SiO4. So, and that is the firelight, and that is the forsterite, and the exchange between iron and magnesium, that is then called the Fn exchange. So that is called the Fn exchange, yeah? So, and there we have different exchanges while we are talking about mineral chemistry. So, and later on we will see about what controls these exchanges, yeah? And that is the temperature and the pressure. So an olivine which is formed at high temperatures is rich in magnesium, whereas an olivine, I have done here a spelling mistake. That is not a firelight, that is a firelit. And now I cannot find the pen. Where is it? Ah, here is it, says. So then we have the firelit, yeah? So there are also other end members of the olivine, yeah? I mean, then you have some manganese inside or calcium inside, but that is now not that important. So then we have the olivine. So with the FM exchange, and the exchange is controlled by the temperature. Now then you know this by now, that the temperature controls in different minerals certain exchanges. Then we are just going to the next slide. So then we have here again the broken here we cannot see anything. So then we are going here back again to the mineral quartz, and the quartz is then called a tectosilicate, yeah? Then we should just make it bigger. So, and that is the mineral parts, and you know by now, I told you the mineral parts consist only of these silica tetrahedrons, and these tetrahedrons are all connected with each other, and then you are forming from all these silica single tetrahedrons the mineral quartz. So then, yes, and then you can see here how the tetrahedrons are arranged with each other. Yeah, and this one is then the resolution not that nice. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, that's now fine. Otherwise, we are sitting here also on Sunday. Yeah. So now we have here the common silicate minerals. I have here just some of them. So, and here we have the mineral olivine, and we have independent tetrahedron joined by iron and magnesium. Yeah, and this iron magnesium, that is the iron Fn exchange. So, and that is then, we have here also other minerals like garnet and so on. They have also the independent tetrahedrons. Then we have the group of the pyroxenes. They are single changed of links tetrahedrons. Then we have the amphiboles. These are double chains of linked tetrahedrons. Then we have the micas and the clays. These are 2D sheets of linked tetrahedrons. These are these ring silicates. So then we have the quartz, and the quartz builds up a 3D framework of all these linked tetrahedrons. And then we have the feldspar, and the feldspars are also 3D frameworks, but they can contain then also aluminium, sodium, calcium, and potassium. And this sodium and potassium, aluminium, and the calcium can be substituted and substitution, that is just the element exchange, yeah? Like the FM exchange. I mean, the FM exchange is just a very easy exchange. There are element exchanges which are a little bit more complicated. So now we are going to the next slide. So, and then we have common non-silicate minerals. Yeah, I mean, most rock-forming minerals on this planet, they are silicate minerals, but we have also non-silicate minerals, and for one of these is maybe calcite, yeah, that is calcium carbonate. Another one is dolomite, that is calcium magnesium carbonate. Then we have and you know the calcite and the dolomite, I think you have seen it on the ES203 featured in these limestones, yeah? So, and I mean, if you like to identify calcite or dolomite, then you are just using acid, yeah? So then you have the apatite, yeah, that is a calcium phosphate. So, and everybody of yours has apatite and you are using it every day. And where do you think you have your apatite? You are using it every day. No, the salt is the next guy, the next one. But the apatite, everybody of yours has apatite, and you are also wearing the apatite every day. These are the teeth. The teeth, yeah. Some old people that don't have longer appetite. So, but anyway, we have still appetite, and we need the appetite to bite. For example, the salt, yeah. The salt is the next one, that is the halite, yeah. So, and we are using also everyday halite, that is very important for us, yeah, because it is salt, yeah. So, and I mean the halite has another friend, that is the sulfide, and the sulfide has then instead of sodium potassium, yeah. So, but the sulfide is not that tasty, therefore the cows, they are using the sulfide, you know, the sleeping stones, yeah. So then we have gypsum, that is a hydrated calcium sulfate. I mean, the calcium sulfate itself is an anhydride, and if you are hydrating the anhydride, then you are making gypsum out of it. So, and then we have the fluoride, and fluoride you are also using every day, and that is in your toothpaste, yeah? So everything has its place, and there you can see how important mineralogy is, yeah? So, next slide. So now we have here some pictures. That is just the mineral quartz again, and there you can see how the tetrahedrons are arranged with it, and they are just connected with each other. That's all. But I must not talk now too much about it, because I have a lot of atomic pictures from quartz, and actually I have told you everything now about quartz. So next slide, please. So then we have here the feldspar, and the feldspar has also the tetrahedrons here arranged, yeah? So, but here you have the bubbles between, and the feldspar is also a tectosilicate, and you have here the bubbles between, and these are the metals. So, and these bubbles between, that could be the calcium, the sodium, the potassium, or it can be the aluminium. So, and now we will talk about these end members. We have here the feldspars. Yeah, here we have an albite. So the feldspars can be subdivided into the plagioclase and it can be subdivided here into the K-feldspar. So and the plagioclases can again be subdivided in an albite, in an anortite, and finish. So then we know we have a silica inside, yeah, you can see this here, yeah. You have the tetrahedrons and there you have the silica inside. Then you know at the corner of every tetrahedron you have the oxygen, yeah. Here is the oxygen. But then we have, you know it from the slide before, there is sodium, there is also, can be sodium inside, calcium inside, potassium inside, or and aluminium. So every, and here we have the albite, and every of these feldspars has aluminium. So and now it is written here, I mean for those of you which are not blind, they know here is sodium. So and now we have to balance it, yeah? So and that is a very important thing because it makes life in earth science very easy. So you should know, I mean all these feldspars which are called tectosilicates, all of them, yeah? They have 8 oxygen, yeah? All of them. So and then you just have to balance it. So it is the sodium, the aluminium, the silica, and the oxygen. So and then, but it's just playing around. So for example, this albite has 3 silicates. Yeah, I mean it's written here. Yeah. So and then it is balanced. Yeah. So you know that is minus 2, 2 minus. Then we have here 4 plus. So then 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. 8 multiplied by minus 2, that is 16. So then there are, we need 4 additionally atoms to balance it. Then we know that aluminium, you know it from your periodic table, the aluminium has 3 electrons in the outermost ring, the potassium has 1. And then your plagioclase or your albite is made up, yeah? So, and that is then the mineral chemical formula of the albite. So now we are making from this anortite, we are making from this albite an anortite. So, and therefore we have now an element exchange, yeah? We have now an element exchange, and this element exchange, as I told you before, that is a pressure and temperature depending thing, yeah? So because the albite, it is formed under other pressure and temperature conditions compared to the anortite. So then I just told you right now that all these tectosilicates has 8 oxygen. All of them has silica, and all of them has aluminium, but now we have to make the change on the octahedron side. So and then we are making now a anortite, and the anortite has here calcium. Yep. So but now if you are going to the periodic table, the calcium has 2 electrons in the outermost ring, yeah? So now we have to do here something, yeah? Because otherwise, if the electronic charge does not manage or fit, then we cannot, then this will not be a stable mineral, yeah? So therefore, we are removing here 1 silica, 2, 4 plus, 2 minus. So adding here an aluminium 2, then we have here 6 plus. So then you can just do the calculation. That is 8 multiplied by 2 minus, we have 16. 2 multiplied by 4 plus, we have here 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 2 is 16. Finished. So then we are making here the K-feldspar. The K-feldspar has always the same name. So and then the K-feldspar is called the K-feldspar because here we have potassium, then we have potassium, and potassium has one electron in the outermost ring, Si3O8. So in the K-feldspar is finished. That is a totally simple thing. A lot of people are afraid of this, but if you got it one time, then you have it actually for your whole life. So that is now the tectosilicate, and these tectosilicates, we have the quartz, and we have the feldspars. The olivines are not a tectosilicate, the olivines are just the single tetrahedrons. So next slide, please. So here we have then the anortite, yeah? So and if you are comparing the arrangement of all the atoms and the tetrahedrons with the albite before, if you are going just back to the last slide, yeah? So then we have the tetrahedrons and the atoms around, they are arranged in a different crystallographic way, yeah? And now next one, compared to this one, yeah? Everybody can see it, yeah? So, and that is because the calcium bubble is bigger. No, the sodium bubble is bigger and the calcium bubble is smaller, and you have less aluminium here, and here you have more, here you have more aluminium, here less aluminium. So, and if we put in here out one silica, yeah, then we can, when you're replacing the aluminium, we are putting here instead of the silica in the tetrahedron, we are putting an aluminium in the tetrahedron, yeah. So there are certain elements which we can change within the tetrahedron, and these elements, they are nearly of the same charge, and they are nearly having the same size, or the bubble size is nearly the same. Yeah? Next slide. So, and now we have this triangle here, yeah, this triangle. Such a triangle, we are calling it a ternary system in mineralogy or petrology. Why ternary? Because we have just three corners, yeah? And ternary is 3. So then we have here the albite, that is this guy here. Then we have the anortite, that is this guy here. So and here we have different plagioclases. We have the anortite, we have the butonite, we have the labradorite, we have the andesine, we have the oligoclase, and then the albite. So and that shows we can have a mixture of both, yeah? So we can create an endless mixture between sodium and calcium here, yeah? So that means this is a pure anortite plagioclase, has the only calcium inside. That is a pure albite, has only sodium inside. So and these guys here in the between, they have both elements inside, yeah? So then they are changing also the ratio always between 2 and 3 in silica, yeah? So and here we have an immiscible region. That means if we have an immiscible region, that means the composition of those is not possible. So here we have the autoclase, and the autoclase, that is the K-feldspar. K-feldspars can be subdivided in microclean, in samidine, and in autoclase. The microclean version, you will learn this later, is formed at lower temperatures. The autoclase is formed at medium temperatures, and the samidine is then formed at high temperatures. So, but here in the autoclases, we cannot mix up the autoclases to an endless composition. We have here a miscibility gap, so and therefore we are forming then exsolution lamellas of peartite or antipeartite. So what is now an exsolution lamella and what is a peartite and an antipeartite? So we have here, for example, the mineral under the microscope, and then we have here such exsolution lamellas inside, yeah, looks like this. So, and if we have here, mainly in the matrix, if we have here then autoclase, and here we have a plagioclase or an albite, that is just a shortcut for plagioclase, then we are talking about an peartite. So if we have the whole thing around, that we have exsolution lamelles in plagioclase, if we have an exsolution lamelles of autoclase in a plagioclase, then we are talking about an antipeartite. So, but a mixture or a chemical mixture of them between this region is not possible. Next slide, please. So that is just so far how we are connecting microscopic observation with the chemistry, and that we have the element exchanges, and these element exchanges are controlled by temperature and the pressure of the formation of these different minerals under magmatic or metamorphic processes. So that you should have now in mind. We are doing later on, next week maybe, all the element exchanges, yeah, and that's quite a lot. So now, and all these minerals can be subdivided in their mineral structure, and silicates are classified on the basis of the silica-oxygen polymerism, and we have there the single SiO4 4- tetrahedron. You know this by now. Here you have the silica inside, here we have the oxygen, so we can make it we can just use a bubble model, or we can just use this tetrahedron. You know this by now. Next slide, please. So, and now we are going back to this, yeah. We have here, silicates are classified on the basis of the SiO polymerism. We have here the independent tetrahedron. You know this by now, yeah. I'm always repeating the things that you are getting it and getting it always more, and that you can connect it and with each other. So we have this single tetrahedrons, and these are independent tetrahedrons, and these are then so-called nesosilicates, and the examples are olivine and garnets, yeah? So then we have the double tetrahedrons, these are the sorosilicates, and an example is called the epidote, and we are just connecting two tetrahedrons. So then we have the cyclosilicate, if you can just scroll it a little bit. The cyclosilicates, these are just the swing silicates, and that is an example is the benitoid, the axinite, and the beryl. And I showed you before a picture of a beryl crystal. So next slide, please. So now we have this. We have the single chains, and the single chains, these are the pyroxenes, yeah? So, and then we have the inosilicates, and the inosilicates, these are the double chains, and these are the amphiboles, yeah? Next slide. So, and then we have the sheet silicates, and there we have the connection of a lot of ring silicates. Here just the tetrahedra model. Here you have the atomic model, and these are the so-called phyllosilicates, and the phyllosilicates are sheets of tetrahedrons. These are the micas, the talc, the clay minerals, and the serpentinites. Next slide. So, and then we have these tectosilicates, as I showed you here, in the case of the feldspars. So, and there we have 3D framework of tetrahedrons. They are fully polymerized, and these are the tectosilicates. You have the quartz and the silicate minerals, the feldspar-2ites, and the zeolites. So, and these are actually now all the silicate structure. And I will do now next week on Wednesday the practical, because then I will run with you through all the chemistry of all the silicates. Yeah. So next slide. So, and here we have the mafic minerals. Yeah, we are subdividing mafic minerals into felsic minerals. So, and there we have the phyllosilicates. These are the sheet silicates. So, and if we are talking about phyllosilicates or sheet silicates, then we are talking about micas. So, and micas can be dark, and the dark micas are biotite, and the white micas, they are so silver shiny, they are the muscovites. Yeah. So, and there we have some examples here, I hope so. There is a zoom. So, now we have both of them. Yes. So, now I have here a muscovite. Yeah, it's not really a muscovite, and here we have a phlogopite, but anyway, because the real muscovite in nature would be much more silver shiny. That is just because the people has not put in the things back to in a order way. So, but this one is a mica. So, and this is a sheet silicate, and you can see it if you are just giving it around. That is actually very dark. So, in the sheets you can see here, yeah. So, I mean, all the atomic structures are reflecting the single minerals, yeah. So, and here, I mean, you must now not put in or put away all the sheets, because then next year for class I have nothing is left, yeah. So, but you can see these are sheet silicates, and there you can see how it reflects that. Just give it around. How this reflects the atomic structure. So, and or how the atomic structure reflects then the optical conditions of the mineral. Yeah, here you have the other one. Yeah, just give it back at the end of the class and giving it around. So, and then we have here the biotite. That is a dark mica, and the muscovite is a white mica. You can clearly see that the chemistry of the biotite is different to the chemistry compared to the chemistry of the muscovite, because here we have iron and magnesium inside, and the muscovite has aluminium inside, yeah? So, and that is how the chemistry reflects then the color of the rock, yeah? For example, magnesium-rich olivine is then green, and the iron-rich olivine is yellow, yeah? So then we have the inosilicates. These are the double chain silicates, And the amphiboles, we have a lot of amphiboles on this planet, yeah. I will go then on Wednesday next week in the practical through all the different amphiboles with you, yeah. Just give the box around, yeah. You have here the white colored mica inside, and you have the dark colored mica inside, yeah. So, and in former times, you know, 200 years ago, people used this mica to make the sunglasses, yeah. So, and now the amphiboles, I will show you in the next week in the practical the most important 30. I think these are about 30 amphiboles what I have in mind, yeah. And biotides we have then maybe 10, and pyroxenes we have maybe 6. I don't know. We will see it on Wednesday. So, and now we are going to the next slide. So then we have the inosilicates, these are the single chain silicates, and here we have the pyroxenes, yeah? So, and then we have the next group, these are the nesosilicates, and these are the olivines and the garnets and so on, and the olivines I just showed you here, we have an FM exchange, so we have the different end members that you should take home from today for the class, and they are controlled, or the chemistry of these minerals is controlled by the pressure and temperature conditions while these minerals has been formed during igneous and metamorphic processes. Next slide, please. So now we have the tectosilicates, we have the alkali feldspar, yes, and there we have the alkali feldspar, the autoclays, the albite, and the alkali feldspar, with a solid solution of autoclass and albite. I just showed you this in the triangle before. Don't be afraid if you are not getting it right now. I will confront you with this a couple of more times. Then we have the plagioclases, and the plagioclases, we have the anorthite and the albite, and what do we have here? The plagioclase solid solution, and all these are these plagioclases which you could see on the bottom axis, where you have a lot of mixtures of the end member of the both end members, albite and anorthite. Yep. So this has been the mafic minerals. So, and the mafic minerals can be found in mafic rocks, and mafic rocks are formed at the oceanic crust. Yeah? So the oceanic crust is made up of mafic rocks, and the mantle slab is peridotites. Yeah? So, and now we have the felsic minerals, and the felsic minerals you can then find in the continental crust, yeah? But there is also an overlap, yeah? So if you are going back to the ES203 field trip, and you remember the Yavuna Creek where you found the gabbro, and the gabbro, I mean, it is oceanic crust. So now you are looking here there for a silica-bearing rock. Can somebody tell me which silica-bearing rock you have found in the Yavuna Creek? It was a very white colored rock. There was just this dike. It looks like a dike, but it is not a dike, but it was just across the river. That was the tonalite, yeah? And the tonalite is a granitic rock, yeah? So, in the granitic rock contains, or is made up of totally different minerals compared to a mafic rock which you can find in the oceanic crust. So, and now everybody is asking yourself, I mean here all the Fiji Islands, that is oceanic crust, yeah? What the hell does this tonalite do in the Yavuna Creek? I mean there are also some other places where you can find tonalite, yeah? Maybe somebody has brought it there and forgot it then, yeah? But there is actually not that much people transporting rocks around and forgetting them then somewhere, yeah? Most of the people, they do not transport rocks around, and I mean, I'm doing this, yeah, because I'm working with them, but most people, they are even not think about it. So that is just a crystallization process, and that shows us that we are just have here, or we can identify here, or I have identified it, that we have here just the formation of new continental material, as it was the first continent that was about 3.6 billion years, that is 3,600 million years ago. There the first continent was formed, and that was a differentiation process, and the same thing you can observe here. Anyway, we will talk about this in detail in ES203. So then we have here tectosilicates, you know this by now, that is quartz, and you have the feldspathoids, yeah? We will do the chemistry of the feldspathoids, or how they are formed later, but we will do this also in this class, and then again in ES203. So, and then we have the feldspathoids, I mean we have the nepheline and we have the leucite. So next slide, please. Yeah, that is just on which page of the book you can find some information of these minerals. Yeah, but you must not order the book and you must not read the book, because the book is written in German, and then it is for you maybe useless. Next slide. So, and now we are classifying the rocks. I mean, all the things what I have told you above, we will do this then in the next weeks in detail, but I will just give you an overview now what's going on here. So, and now we are identifying the rocks, yeah? We have the classification of the igneous rocks, yeah? So, in the igneous rocks, they are formed due to magmatic activity, yeah? So, and you can subdivide the igneous rocks in volcanic rocks. That means you have exclusiva, and we have the plutonic rocks, and they are intrusivas. So, in such a plutonic rock is coarse-grained, and this plutonic rock is coarse-grained because it cooled down very slowly. And this, if a rock cools down very slowly, then the melt becomes stuck somewhere in the Earth's crust. Yeah? You know this by now from ES203. So, but I will just tell it again. The melt becomes stuck very in the Earth's crust, maybe in a depth of 5 kilometers or even more. Then the rock is cooling down very slowly, and therefore all these minerals have time to grow. So these minerals, they are now not in perfect shape or in perfect crystallographic shape, because there was no space. Yeah? If you have such a melt and it cools down, there is no space. So, and we have a coarse-grained texture, which is coarse-grained, and no preferred orientation. It is a plutonic igneous rock. So, and the igneous rock is light-colored. Yeah. So, and if it is a light-colored rock, then it is a felsic rock. Yeah. And the felsic rock contains then of different minerals compared to a dark-colored rock. Yeah. So, and we have some dark-colored minerals, but they are not too much inside. So then we have here this pinkish-colored minerals, that is the alkali feldspar. So then we have here this very shiny-colored mineral, that is the quartz, and we have the white-colored mineral, that is the plagioclase, and the dark-colored mineral in a granitic rock that is mostly, or actually all the time, that is the biotite, and the base is the biotite, which we have just given around. Yeah? So in this rock, which we are calling now, which we can see now, that is a rock, we are calling this now a granite. Do we have, yes, we have a granite here. Yes, that is a very nice granite. Yeah, you can see that it's nearly the same. It is not exactly this piece, but it is, you can see here the biotite. This is the black stuff. Then you can see this pinkish stuff, that is the K-feldspar. The very shiny stuff, that is the quartz. And then you can see the white stuff, that is the plagioclase. Voila. So yes, you have to scroll, yeah. So we are classifying these igneous rocks by the different minerals inside and the different chemistry inside. So in there we are using different systems. And the best system is the ternary system, because we can show three components or in 2D. Yeah? So I mean, if we are using a binary system, we can just show two components. If we are using a quaternary system, then we can show 4 components, but the whole thing is very difficult to see on a sheet of paper. So and if we have 100% of component X inside, then we have a mineral or a rock which is located here. So if we have 100% of mineral Z inside, then it is a rock or a mineral which is located here. So and everything between is a mixture, and there we can show 3 components in a 2D space. Next slide. Here we have a ternary system for the classification of igneous rocks, and here we have a granitic rock. Yeah? So, and here we have 2 ternary systems. One ternary system is here, and another one is here, and that is just flipped over. So, and that is actually the classification of igneous rocks. So, and that is for igneous plutonic rocks. Yeah. So, and here we are using not the exchange vectors of minerals. There we are using just the different minerals. Yeah. So, and if you are looking at your granitic rock, what are the main components in this rock? That is quartz, that is K-feldspar, and it is plagioclase. So, here we have the mineral quartz, here we have the mineral feldspar, the alkali feldspar, and here we have the plagioclase. So here we are using, or the author have used another type, plagioclase, so we cannot subdivide into albite or in another type that is just a plagioclase. So and here on the bottom below we have the alkali feldspar, the plagioclase, and here we have the feldspartoids. I showed you before the feldspartoids, that was the nepheline and the lewisite, and the nepheline on the lewisite, these are these feldspartoids. So in these feldspartoids, they occur only in silica undersaturated rocks. So we have silica saturated rocks and we have silica undersaturated rocks. Silica saturated rocks have quartz inside. Silica undersaturated rocks will have never quartz inside. Yeah? I will show you then on Wednesday how this is correlated. So now you can use this granite, you can use this granite, and then you can scan the granite in, So, and then you can use Adobe Photoshop or some other programs, and then you can identify on this granite how many plagioclase is inside, how many alkali feldspar is inside, and how many quartz is inside. So if we have nearly 100% of quartz, then we are not talking about a granite, we are talking then about a quartzolite, yeah? So if we are lying with your volumetric estimation, yeah, that is now not a chemical estimation, that is a volumetric estimation, in this field, then we are calling this rock a granite. If we are lying in this field, then we have a quartz-rich granite, because we are moving much more to this side, and then we have more quartz. So if we are lying on this side, then we have an alkali feldspar granite, yeah? Because these granites on this side, they have the much more alkali feldspar, yeah? So whereas if you are going to this side, that is the tonalite which you can find in Yavuna Creek, and the tonalite in Yavuna Creek has much less K-feldspar inside. There's actually no K-feldspar inside, but there is a lot of plagioclase inside. So and there is no K-feldspar inside because this tonalite was produced by a melt, produced in the Earth's mantle, and then it becomes a tonalite during fractionation processes. And if the melt is produced in the Earth's mantle, nowadays, I mean, within the last 50 million years or even longer, then there is no no potassium left, and then you cannot form a K-feldspar. So if we are going more and more down, then we are forming here rocks which contains less and less quartz, yeah? So then we are calling this here a quartz cyanide, a quartz monzonite, or here a quartz monzodiorite. So if we have the less quartz, even more less quartz, then we are talking just about a cyanide, a monzonite, or a monzodiorite. If we are crossing this line, yeah, then we have, here we have then on this line, directly on the line, we are talking about intermediate rocks, yeah. Here we have silica saturated rocks, here we have intermediate rocks, so let us say here between, and here we are going to the side of the silica undersaturated rocks, yeah. So that means in the rocks here in the blue colored area, they do not have any quartz inside, but they have these fluid minerals inside, whereas here the rocks here form, or in the plotting inside the pinkish or whatever it is area, they are quartz bearing rocks, yeah? So we have silica saturated rocks, which are feldspar rocks, then we have intermediate rocks, and we have silica undersaturated rocks, and they can then contain fluids. So and now we are going to the next slide. So and that was just for the plutonic for the plutonic felsic rocks. So now we are having here the next triangle, yeah. So and this is a triangle where we have other minerals inside. So here we have the olivine inside, the pyroxene inside, and the plagioclase inside. And olivine, pyroxene, and plagioclase you can then find, for example, in gabbros, yeah? So in such a gabbro you have also found at the ES203 field trip, also in the Yavuna Creek. It is also a plutonic rock, yeah, that cooled down very slowly, but it is a mafic rock, yeah? So it's a mafic rock, and this rock is formed in the oceanic crust. So if this mafic rock contains more than 90% of plagioclase, then we are talking about an anorthosite, yeah? If we have here a mafic rock which contains nearly only of pyroxene and olivine, then we have a plagioclase bearing ultramafic rock. So if we are lying on this line, where we have a gabbro on, where we have a rock containing just a mixture of plagioclase and olivine, then we have a troctolite. Whereas here in this field, we are calling this rock an olivine gabbro, and here on this side, where we have much less olivine inside, just along this line, then we are calling this rock a gabbro, yeah? So in these triangles or these diagrams, where there are hundreds of diagrams around, they are used to classify rocks. So, and these are just then to classify gabbroid rocks. Just next slide. So here I showed you on the first picture today, we have the gabbro, yeah, and the gabbro that is oceanic crust. So in between beneath the oceanic crust, we have then the peridotites. So in the peridotites can then also be classified. So I told you we have dunites, yeah, I told you just before. I mean, if you are loading down the movie, then you can just check it if I'm telling you everything or if I have forgotten everything. So if this peridotite contains more than 90% of olivine, then we are talking about the dunite. If this peridotite contains more than 90% of clinopyroxene, then we are talking about the clinopyroxenite. The same here for the orthopyroxene, more than 90% orthopyroxene inside, we are calling the rock an orthopyroxenite. So here on this line, when the rock has much less clinopyroxene inside, that means we have a peridotite containing of olivine and orthopyroxene, then we are calling these rocks an harzburgite. So if we go during the field trip to Kolo Island, and there you can see a lot of mantle rocks, yeah, therefore we are going there, yeah. So if we are looking here in this field, yeah, we have here olivine inside, we have here orthopyroxene inside, we have clinopyroxene inside, then we are calling this rock an lersolite. If we have less olivine inside, we are calling this rock an olivine websterite, and nearly no olivine inside, then we are calling this rock a websterite. So then we have here the peridotites here above, and here below we have the pyroxenites, yeah? Because the peridotites, they have then more than 40% of more than 40% of olivine inside, whereas if we are crossing this line here, the pyroxenites, as it is here, has then more than 60% of pyroxenes inside. Next slide. So, and that is then just the QAPF diagram for the volcanic rocks. Yeah, that is the volcanic rocks for the felsic and silica unsaturated volcanic rocks. So you have here again QAPF. So but the rock here, for example, a rhyolite has the same chemical composition like a granite, but it is much more fine-grained, but from the chemistry the same, yeah. But it is much more fine-grained because it is an extrusiva and therefore it cools down very fast. So and then the rock is more fine-grained, yeah. You know this by now. But then we are calling this rock not a granite, that is then the inchless equivalent from the granite, that is the rhyolite, and then we have here the dacite, the andesite, and basalt, latite, trachite, and here we are going to the silica undersaturated side. We have then the trachite, the fluid-bearing trachite, the fluid-bearing latite, fluid-bearing andesite, here the tephrite, the phonolite, and here the fluidites. So these are just some different mineral chemical classification diagrams. Just let me just check the next slide. Yes, then we are done for today, and I see you next Wednesday in the practical. Then we will do the whole mineral chemistry, and next Thursday we will then just finish this thing here.